So you think you know Europe? Think again.
One continent.
Tons of music.
Ready?
This is the Eurotrip.
Eurotrip adventure is back. Callum is still not with us again. We've got Emily back with us, but we have a guest with us in this edition. He is on YouTube, known as an LPer who does Eurovision reviews. It is Tessellating Hexagon. How are you, Tess?
Yeah, I'm good. I had to get up early to be on this recording, but I'm just lazy like that. What is this thing you call early afternoon?
It will be worth it, I am sure. Right,
I hope so.
And we're going to start with the rumour mill of Eurovision 2017, of who can represent who, even though it's been 6 weeks since Eurovision, but why not? The fandom needs something. And we're going to start with Ireland, who this week Nathan Carter, who's a country singer, has come out and said he would consider representing Ireland.
Good luck to the girl who stole my heart. Good luck to the girl who tore it apart. I see now it was meant to be. Yeah, so good luck to the girl who made me cry. Good luck to the girl who passed me by. I see now it was meant to be. You and I were always meant to be.
He has 5 or 6 albums out. His last one, which was released in April, charted at 31 in the UK album charts. Born in Liverpool, but has Irish family. Tess, I'm going to come to you first. What do you think of Nathan Carter and him as a singer and performer?
Well, certainly as an artist, he would be a step in the right direction for Ireland as a country, considering what they're stepping from last year, Nicky Byrne. Like, this is closer to what they need, I think, although having listened to is Temple Bar his latest single? Because
Yes,
that's what I'm most vividly listening to. I think that's good, but I feel like if they go too far with the Irish stylings, then it might be viewed the same way that Dervish was in 2007, and people might not take it as seriously. So I think he's certainly the right artist for the job. It's just a matter of, well, as he said, if the right song comes his way.
Emily, what do you think on Nathan Carter as well?
Well, I said to Elliot a few minutes ago actually that when I listened to his song, it reminded me of like an Irish Alexander Rybak, which I'm obviously happy about because he's like my favourite artist. I think it was just like the Irish sound sort of, I really liked it, but then it was also like mainstream pop sort of thing, and it just reminded me of what Alexander's been bringing out recently. So it's not particularly a bad thing, and as Tess said, I think it's definitely a step in the right direction for Ireland if he were to go on to do it.
Yeah, I didn't get Alexander Rybak. I got more Dower, just because it was a country influence, but it was just more, he's more old school country, Nathan, whereas Dower's like more modern country, I'd say. I do like his songs actually. I've got, say, Temple Bar's quite a nice sweet song. Wagon Wheel's quite a good from last year, even though that has the most bizarre lyric of "rock me like a wagon wheel." I've never seen a wagon wheel rocked in my life, but I'll leave that to your interpretation. I agree. I think going forward, this is what they need to do if they are going to select internally, because he's got the voice, he's got the performance. It looks like he's not too bad to look at either. Let's be honest. And as harsh as it sounds, I have no worries about his live vocals, because everyone was excited about Nicky, and then obviously we heard him live, and it might have been why he wasn't featured as a soloist in Westlife, but that's another story. But although it's very early days, I think this is the right step in the direction. I hope they do go with him, maybe, but we'll have to wait and see. Do I think he would qualify with this style of music? I want to say yes, just because Dower did quite well with a country song. He seems quite charming, and as a personality, I do think that helps now. But obviously, we won't know the songs for months on end now. But I think he would stand Ireland a good chance, hopefully.
Of whether or not he could qualify, I think it would definitely vary with the song, but on vocals alone, I think he'd stand a better chance than Nicky at the very least. No offense to Nicky, of course. I'm sure he's a lovely chap. It's just awkward performance.
Yes. Moving on to Greece now. They lost the 100% record of qualifying with Argo in 2016, so it's come out that singer Demi has been in talks with RET about performing for Greece. She's quite a big name.
Για να σε βρω Ίσως θα φτιάξει μα έχεις τόσο αλλάξει. Τώρα αυτό μου έχω χάσει μα δεν είναι αρκετό. Πες πως είναι απλό
In Greece, like got hundreds of thousands of followers and views on all social media platforms and everything. Been singing for about 4 or 5 years as far as the videos go back online. I I have no issue with Demi. She seems quite versatile. She has some songs which are ballady types, and then there's some that are more sort of mid-tempo and ethnic sounding. I have, say again, no real issue. They were to just go with her. I think she's a stunning woman as well. I'm not sure if her eyes are that blue or they're contacts because they seem to be very like cat's eyes piercing, but I'm not too sure. But Emily, what are you thinking about Demi for Greece if it was to happen?
Well, actually, I haven't listened to her song yet. I haven't had a chance to listen to any of her songs, but seeing as she's a big name, I don't see why it would be such a bad thing. Obviously, for other countries, it has not had such a great effect having a big name go to Eurovision. But for Greece, I don't see why they can't try it because I don't think they've really tried it before. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, I don't see the problem with it, particularly, especially after Argo, which was just a big mess. So I think anything would be a step in the right direction for Greece after that.
Seth?
Well, given her social status and her musical style and all that, I think while we've said, big names don't necessarily equal big scores, I think this would be a good boost of morale for Greece, assuming that she sends the right song, because losing their 100% qualification record must have been incredibly disheartening for Greece, especially considering, Switzerland were kind of in a bad place until Tessellating came along. So, in a similar sort of way, I feel like if she were to go to Eurovision and with a good song, do well, that would encourage more Greek people to be more excited about the contest and not lose faith after last year. Plus, part of me feels like, given her versatility as an artist and the sort of stuff that I've heard from her, which first of all, she has all the hallmarks of a great Eurovision artist anyway, or at the very least, a good Greek Eurovision artist, part of me saying there's kind of a chance that maybe she could do something kind of similar to Armenia this year just gone, something like Love Wave, but Greek. I would pay good money to hear that.
A lot of people are been criticising Greece this year because they said since 2008 and Kalamora, they've lost their way of being Greek in a sense of Eurovision, like they're losing the sort of ethnic Europop sort of sound that's hurting them and everything, that it's not sounding Greek anymore. So do you think they are now thinking we need to go back to our old way because that seemed to get them high placings? Obviously they won with a very ethno song with My Number One. Do you think this could be in direct retaliation to Argo not qualifying with a very, I don't know how you want to describe it, very experimental song which just didn't pull off for them?
I would like them to go back to what they used to do, to be honest. That was the sound I liked to hear, especially from Greece, because they could pull it off so well. And then recently they've just sort of thrown whatever they can at the contest. Like I guess they're experimenting, like you said, but it's not really going the best of directions for them. So I'd like to hear more like My Number One and Aphrodisiac and all this sort of solo woman up-tempo songs. I just like things like that because it's different and something that I think only Greece or maybe even, Cyprus with La La Love, they can pull that off as well.
Greece should just keep doing what they think is best, because whatever they end up doing, if it feels like they're forcing it, then it's immediately going to lose a little bit of its potency. So as long as their heart's in the right place, I mean, okay, you could say that Pertti Kurik and Demi Paivat's hearts were in the right place in 2015, and it didn't really work out for them, but on principle, they had a moral victory, I suppose, so as long as Greece doesn't force anything is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, nothing has been confirmed yet, but they have been talking, so we'll have to wait and see. And Switzerland, me and Emily discussed about what the heck could they do with selecting their song, and they have reworked their selection, it looks like. Yep, they've ditched the online portion of the contest, and the three broadcasters, which are RSI, RTS, and RTR, will be selecting 20 songs each, which will then be scaled down to 6 or 10, or 6 to 10 for the national final. The openings for them are from September the 26th to October the 24th. Do we think ditching the online and everyone has a chance idea will work in Switzerland's favour and they've now given it to the broadcasters solely, or do you think Switzerland are kind of just doomed at the minute?
I had to
Stunned
respond to
silence.
this.
I mean, who can say?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a step in the right direction at least for Switzerland?
Yeah. Because they're going to have to try something else, because clearly something is not working. Like we discussed in an earlier video that they had to change something, and I'm glad they've thought about this and they're like, right, something isn't working, we need to change it. So they've decided to get rid of the online selection, which, I don't know, didn't seem to work, I guess. In the past, it wasn't really a massive thing. To be honest, I completely forgot they even had that, so I don't know, it could work. I don't see why it wouldn't.
I think it's certainly a step in a direction. I suppose my theory for what's been happening is there's been a song in the online selection process that's taken the public by storm, or to at least a degree, and then that's made it to the expert check, and then the experts are like, oh, yep, you perform good enough live, yeah, put them through to the final, yeah, whatever. And then the public are like, yo, it's that one from online, and then they win. And that's happened 2 years in a row, at least that's what I think's going on. I don't remember where Melly Renee came from. Okay, that sounds slightly... You know what I mean, which part of the process she came from. And honestly, I actually really liked both Melly Renee's song and Riker's song. It's just unfortunate life. Actually, I don't know what happened with Melly Renee in 2015. I don't know what she did wrong. But I think cutting out the online selection thing probably will help in that at least now there won't be songs that are sort of sensationalized and hyped up by the public, so the broadcasters are going to have a stronger hold on, okay, we think this person's good enough, that song's good enough, rather than leaving it to the public.
I agree. I just think the online section, it just gave, like I said, I don't mind everyone having a chance and a voice, but it just seemed to flood them with like really bad songs or so bad it's good songs, so the ones that were of merit seemed to get missed because this one song kept reappearing, sort of thing, which I think...
Yeah, there's one that comes to mind from, I don't remember whether it was this year or the year before, but it was in the style of the German rave group Scooter, except it was called Hardcore Marijuana, and it was just this disco beat on a loop while some guy shouted, Hardcore Marijuana! And I don't even know what the deal with that was.
So, the less of that we have, I think we're better. With Melanie Renee, I just think she got unfortunate with the running order, because going straight after Sweden, I think it just sucked up a lot of the points she would have got. So that was unfortunate and unfair. But yeah, I do think someone in Switzerland's gone, yeah, we kind of need to change something. So I'm glad it looks like they're taking it a bit more seriously, and hopefully we will have a stronger selection as a result, because yeah, I just want to see Switzerland do well. I don't know why, I just want them to do well, but something needs to change for that to happen, clearly.
If nothing changes, everything stays the same.
Yeah.
You don't say. That was really insightful. That was totally worth me interrupting you to say.
This week's insightful comment brought to you by Tess. That's all we've got for this time. Agree or disagree, let us know. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to us here. Subscribe to Tess as well, and his personal channel will be in the description. And